Okay. Everything's on the floor. Let me balance the audio and then I'll take a second to, do some splaining. Let me check my audio first. God, I need to charge my phone because it's dying. How's it going, squad? How's it going? Are you on, Joe? You're saying you're live? You're saying it's live? Fun. Food.
Are you live?
I am live, but YouTube's freaking out. What was that? Interesting.
So, did you not want to drink?
I thought it was gonna be a bigger thing and that we could share. If you wouldn't mind filling up my water bottle. All of that smells amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing. Why the fuck is my thing not saying I'm streaming?
Hmm?
My thing is saying that I'm not streaming. That's rude. That's very, very rude. Oh, it's private stream? That's not what I wanted at all. I wanted public. Done. Jeez. There we go. This is probably gonna fix a lot of things. Okay. There we go. Sorry, for some reason it was saying I wanted to do a private stream. That's not what this is.
There we go.
That's not what I'm up to. And now everyone just all echoing, but let me check and see. Does the audio sound good? How do you feel about the audio? Does it sound nice? Does it sound okay? It sounds good? I think it sounds pretty chill. We good. Okay. So, I'm in a hotel right now. If you didn't know already, my husband and I are moving to Chicago, and so this is some of the last couple steps. Oh, we just got food. It smells amazing, so. But this is one of the last couple of steps before we leave Hawaii and actually get to Chicago is us being in a hotel for a little bit. But it's okay. We're gonna roll with it. And I figured since it's a Wednesday, might as well stream whilst we're here. I'll probably do a couple like chatty streams, and maybe I'll do a work stream. Who knows? Who knows what we get up to? But we're gonna be in the hotel for a little bit, so enjoy this time with me as we discuss this book. Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. It was easily, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I genuinely was worried that I wouldn't end up liking any of the books that I read this year, or not this year, but this quarter, because it was very rough there for a hot minute. It was not nearly as good as my first quarter books. Second quarter turned out. It was rough. This book is probably going to be in my top 2 of my favorite books of the year. That's my goal. That's not goal, but that's my expectation. So know that. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. You have this girl Aura, who's our main character. She comes from 2 lines of really strong magic. So her mother is the strongest witch doctor in the entire area that they're living in. Her father is the second strongest in the entire vicinity that they're in. But unfortunately, Aura does not have any magic of her own. Aura does not seem to have any magic of her own, and it's something she gets very upset about a lot. Thank you. It's something she's very upset about, partially because, like, her mother has always kind of treated her like she was a disappointment because she didn't have the magic. And then there's also just the people in her father's, because they moved and live in the kingdom, right? They live in the kingdom, but they'll go back to the tribal lands for a blood moon festival where usually children to young adults will get their magic, and so she'll go to be a part of the culture with her dad's family, her grandmother, but she doesn't feel welcome with them. She doesn't feel like she belongs with them, where everyone kind of has magic out in the tribal lands. So that's that. And so that's a major thing in the story. She just really wants magic. We get to a point where we come back from the blood festival this year, and kids are being kidnapped. Aura's mother, who is the Ka priestess, or the spirit priestess, who again is the strongest of all the magicians, witch doctors in the area, she blames it on the vizier's family. And Aura's just like, I want to be able to help, especially after her friend gets kidnapped. So she goes to these charlatans in the street market and asks them for the rituals they use so they can trade years off of their life for magic. She uses that ritual to see who it is that's kidnapping the children, and it turns out it's her own mother. Mom is trying to use the souls of these kids, which are innocent and therefore stronger cause. She's trying to sell their souls to summon a demon, and that demon is going to help her get revenge on the vizier Aura's mother was originally in love with a prince, and they were going to get married, but the vizier, who was his best friend, was like, nope, she probably put a spell on him to make him love her, and the Ka priest had to handle the situation from there, and he just abused her and messed with her mind, tried to mess with her memories. Part of his deal is to be able to take your memories and reforge them so you will feel as if you are guilty of the thing that you're being accused of. And that was traumatizing to her. So now she wants revenge and is going to try and use the demons to get it. So the demon that she summons, as well as she summons a god, Heka, who is the god of the tribal lands. She summons the god, and then she has the demon, and she and the demon, with the god's magic, have a child that is unreasonably magical and unreasonably overpowered. And they're trying to use her to find the spirit, the Ka, of the demon king, who has promised Aura's mother all of these things. All her revenge, power, stuff like that. So, Aura, this demon child, Aura's sister, Athea, is, again, unreasonably strong, unreasonably overpowered. She is also murderous, and she wants to just bring havoc across the world. So she ends up going to the tribal lands and killing everyone there. But before she can kill the, 4 or 5 strongest witch doctors, they bind their spirits to Aura, so now she is their magic. And in the end, we end up having Aura fighting with her sister. She has to stab her sister with a specific knife, but that will kill both of them. When it does kill Aura, her spirit is no longer chained, and we don't find out then and there. We find out long before it, but this is the first time you see the character of Dima, who is the god that is also Aura. She is this unnamed god that's floating around, and the legends go that the gods killed her because she sided with the demons in the war, but the god that was supposed to kill her didn't. He's like, that's my little sister, I can't kill her. And so he ended up actually just putting her in a human body, whilst also chaining her magic and her memory, so she can't remember anything. And that's kind of where we leave off. As far as we know, we're not even sure if Aura is going to survive. It's highly likely, but she's in really rough condition when the book ends. We just know that the Demon King is coming for her, and the Demon King has escaped. And that's where that's where the book goes. So in terms of writing for this book, I feel like at the beginning, Aura was a little unlikable because her want for magic, while there was the aspects of, wanting to make her mother proud of her, they also felt very, very superficial. Like, I want the magic so that way I can prove to everyone that I'm so much better than them, because I would come from the two families of magic. My Spotify stop? When did that happen? Oh, there it goes. Okay. But she wants to prove to everyone that she's so strong. And you do see, like, at the end, when she trades her years for magic, she has this idea that, like, she should do it so she can be the one to stop the child kidnapper. When we previously had been under the assumption that Aura's mother had been helping to look for the children. And it's like, it's a little presumptuous to assume that you will trade your years for magic and suddenly you'll be stronger than all these other magicians. Granted, it would have again been really, if it weren't for the fact that Aura's mother had been the one doing the kidnappings, then this wouldn't make sense, because you have all the strongest magicians in the entirety of, like, the land, and they aren't able to figure it out. So if it weren't for the fact that it was an inside job, I don't see why she would think that she'd be able to see better than they could. The book was full of anticipation. Like, I would say I was still, like, felt like I was building up anticipation about 70% of the way through the book. It felt like we were building up before we get to the main conflict of the story, because you have, of course, like, we're watching the children getting kidnapped, and we have to figure out who the kidnapper is, and then we find out it's the mom and stuff like that. And that was a lot going on, and it was really interesting in the story, but it didn't feel like that was the main conflict. The main conflict happens when you have the sister who is losing her humanity and is attacking people and is being so cruel, and Aura decides she has to kill her sister, and she has to deal with that. And that's more of the main conflict than the actual process of getting here with the mom. Which I will say, I feel like the entire climax of the book kind of just comes and goes. Like, you have, real quick, mom looks really, like, regretful and sad and all of that stuff. Kill mom. Moving on. Dad, because mom died, mom cursed dad, and so he was basically a zombie the whole book. But dad, the curse is broken now that mom's dead, and dad's just like, I'm sorry, kid, and dad gets killed because, he was, this person that killed mom was right there. And so then you actually have, like, only a little bit of time with Afia, and Aura kills her, and it does feel like it just kind of comes and goes. It feels like I don't think that the conclusion of the book really matched up to the amount of anticipation that had been building up for it. But I do think the book was just really well done. I thought it was really a great read. The only thing I would say I didn't like in it was you have this point in time where Afia, to try and hurt Aura, plays mind tricks, because this chick is literally, like, she can control people with their minds. She can change her shape. I think she's probably lived an actual total of, like, 3 months, but she's gone from child to 16-year-old in that time. So she can manipulate her body and manipulate how she looks and stuff like that. So we get to a point where she's done that and made Rujek, who is Aura's love interest, think that she is Aura, and they end up sleeping together. And then Aura walks in on them and is very upset about the whole situation, understandably. But the way they push that to make it seem like it's going to be a really big issue for Aura, with her being able, like, saying she can still love Rujek, and it, like, being upset and that he didn't know. Like, this woman Afia has literally turned people into basically zombies, just doing her every bidding. Rujek gets a pass on this one. Like, I'm sure she did everything in her power to make sure that even if he recognized that it was not Ara, he wouldn't be able to act on it. So they kind of do try and push that third act conflict with the romance, but it's not held on, like, they don't hold on to it for that long. It's not something that we have to see them deal with for that long, and it passes relatively quickly, which I appreciate, given that it doesn't feel like it's a valid, like, I understand her just not, like, feeling weird about it and stuff like that, but to be upset with him, I feel like that's a lot. I feel like he needs a pass. But yeah, that was Kingdom of Souls. Really liked this book. Do need to get the second one whenever I can. But that's that. The next book that I plan on reading is Song of the Forever Rains, which is by E.L. E.J. Mello. Song of the Forever Rains by E.J. Mello. That's the next book that we are going to read. That is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, Valedictions, friends.